Welcome back. Continuing now with our series, Abuse of Power, as we hone in on the weaponization of the FBI. Today, U.S. Magistrate Judge Bruce Reinhart ordered the partial unsealing of the FBI affidavit used to raid Trump's Mar-a-Lago home. During a federal court hearing in West Palm Beach, Florida, Reinhart gave the Department of Justice a week to submit redactions. Basically, Garland gets to redact whatever he wants and then return it to him by a week from now, and then he'll review it. Obviously, you've got a Trump-hating judge, and then you've got Merrick Garland, so you know how this is going to go. Reinhart released portions of the warrant today, which include the warrant application, the motion to seal it, and the cover sheet. In the cover sheet, the DOJ describes the potential crimes as the willful retention of national defense information, concealment or removal of government records, and obstruction of federal investigation. So that's what they're alleging in this warrant application. And Trump's attorney, Alina Habba, joins us tonight. It's good to have you on. Your reaction to today, they're going to take this affidavit that everybody wants to see, that really could be, this is what we've caught them using to do whatever it is they do, manipulate this system so many times. They're going to take this, give it back to Garland. He can do whatever he wants to it, and then give it back to the judge.
Right. So they're going to redact it. And for those that are not attorneys, so they understand, redacting it basically means they black out whatever it is that they see fit that we should not see. Now, normally that is an appropriate thing to do for Social Security numbers, witnesses that are sensitive, addresses, things of that nature. What do I think? I think we're probably going to get back something with maybe a page number on the bottom.
Yeah, that's what it's going to be, just all blacked out, right?
It's going to be hard. Yeah. So the judge did say the one thing I did like today, and I have to be positive about this. He said, look, if it's redacted too much, I'm going to take it and I'm going to redact it myself. So let's see what that dance looks like. I'm hopeful, but not really. Hopefully we get some sort of information as to what the pretext was on this. I mean,
when you look at the charges, and we just listed them off, what do you see in that?
I see
a
lot that's,
I guess.
Yeah, well, there's three allegations, right? Concealment, espionage, and basically destruction, all of which don't make sense to me knowing that he was cooperating the entire time. Yeah. So if you were concealing it, you wouldn't have allowed them in June. If you were destructing it, you wouldn't have added the padlock that they asked you to add on in June, or given them 15 boxes. All of these things, as you've seen and it's been reported, have this caveat that people get excited about, which is that he then cannot run for president. What they don't understand is presidents have different privileges. They have executive privileges. They have different things that have been in place from Bush. George W. Bush put in place, Obama used. But no one talks about that, because if it's Trump, they'd like to bring these antiquated statutes and shove them down his throat.
Right.
That's the way it goes.
Well, they got to get it. I mean, it's funny because this thing all started. I mean, the narrative around it was that they were going to be, there was going to be some kind of, it was almost like another Russia thing. Like, oh, he's got the nuclear codes and he's giving them to Kim Jong-un. And he's going to, I mean, it's like, this is a guy playing golf. I mean, it's like.
What do you do with the nuclear codes from your golf resort? Yeah. I'm just a little confused. Like, where's he punching those in, even if he did? It's
just, and like, it was just this huge conspiracy for this guy that obviously loves this country and lives in this country all the time, and pretty much at this point just likes to relax and play golf and dabble in some politics here and there, and is, effectively retired from politics.
Retired from politics and actively being under siege in litigation at all times, the poor man.
It's amazing.
He's such a good guy, too. Honestly, if people really got to know him, it's a blessing that we have him.
It is. We're hearing that Trump is considering releasing the security footage from the raid. Have you heard anything else about that?
I would love that. Yeah. I have seen parts of it. I do know that they are planning to put it together, if it's not already together, and send it out to the DOJ. We cooperate. That's what we do. We always have. So I would love for the country to see what I saw from those cameras.
Well, here's what Peter Strzok, who has tons of credibility in Washington, as we know. Here's what he says about that.
If these are images where people can be identified, where they can have a name identified along with their image, that obviously, in the context of what we're looking at now with threats to the judge, with threats to FBI personnel and offices, that really heightens the risk to those agents and other personnel who took part in that search.
So you can't see the affidavit, and of course you can't see what they were doing in the raid. Love transparency in this government.
We don't want you to see their identities either, because we don't want you to know who did that. Well, if you're doing it as an agent, I'm not sure that you should have that right. Listen, FBI agents, undercover agents, that's one thing. But when you go into a president's home, an ex-president's home, what do you expect is going to happen? What do you expect? Peter Strzok really needs to stay in his lane on a side note.
But he's so perfect for CNN, right? I mean, he's just so
is.
blatantly political and awful at his former job. And so he's going to be at CNN. That's what it is.
That's fine for him.
Alina Habba, good to see you tonight. Thank you so much for coming in. We
Thanks.
appreciate it. Do you consider the FBI raid on President Trump an abuse of power? Been asking the question all week long. We want to get some big results on this. Text RAID to 39747. Follow the prompts. We want to hear what you have to say.